All right, guys, we are ready to go with what may be our second to last Season 0 simulation here on our Madden 26 QB Club simulation. We are going to run it through with Jordan Love here. Sorry about that. With Jordan Love. My voice is getting a little bit better. It was not totally perfect, but slowly but surely it's coming back. We've got the 74 rated Jets on the road against the 83 rated Packers. Again, the Jets have been hanging in here most of these games, unbelievably sporting an 11-8 record. There's my dog. If you can hear him in the background. Sporting an 11-8 record in these simulations, but really all we care about is the performance of Love and of Jordan Love in this simulation, and how many fantasy points he can put up, and maybe get into our top 8 here. The leaderboard is up on your screen. Jared Goff has the lead. Of course, he put up 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing against the Jets earlier this week. Aaron Rodgers sits there in second with 18.34 points. Mahomes in third. Rodgers and Mahomes both were able to put up 2 touchdowns. And then after that, we've got our 1 touchdown performances. Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and Jalen Hurts. Of course, Jalen Hurts right now, he is on the cusp of whether or not he's going to get knocked off here in one of the next 2 sims, either by Jordan Love or by who's left? Josh Allen. Josh Allen we've been saving for last. However, also, if anyone goes over to our Magic Eden marketplace, there's still a bunch of NFTs up for sale there. It's Magic Eden, magiceden.us/marketplace, one word, /QBC. You can find the list. There's links all over our Twitter account as well. The QB Club, at the QB Club is our Twitter profile. So you can find those links, head on over there, and if you add the NFT by tomorrow, we will include that player in the simulation. And the simulation can continue out as long as round 1 is alive. We will keep adding any newly purchased NFTs. So still a lot of big names there. Jaden Daniels, Jackson Dart, Drake May, Bo Nix. There's just a lot of names that are still available here. And again, the winners of the Season 0 simulation, if you win the first round, you'll get an NFT for our next generation of NFTs, which is going to include running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And then we'll go on to a second round and a third round. We get the first 8, the top 8 will go into more of a tournament format that will be head to head, and we'll continue to give away NFTs that way through these simulations. Without further ado, I know I talked too much. Let's get this thing going. We're going to start the simulation. Again, everything is 3 minutes, which, has made it a little bit hairy, I think. It's been a little bit crazy, but the games have been pretty interesting to watch nonetheless. Some of them, we've seen a few spots where only 4 possessions. Right? It's the possessions are hard to come by.
Tonight we've got an entertaining one in store for you. It's the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I did not have Mike Tirico. A little mistake there, but that should have no bearing on the outcome. I'm a big fan of the Mike Tirico team. For some reason, I don't know, I watch these. I've played in a lot of these games, and I don't know, I tend to think that team of Tirico and Greg Olsen make less stupid comments than the other 2 teams. There's the Jets long snapper firing the boys up.
And here we go from Lambeau.
All right, we'll see how this goes. Jets getting the ball first. Wing.
Decent one back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
That guy, I tell you, when he gets a chance to return one in the regular season in real life, he busts them all the time.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard.
And he hasn't done squat in those returns so far in our simulation.
Leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms.
I will try my best to keep. Wow, there's Michael Parsons.
Nice work by the defense.
I will try my best to keep the stats unofficially until we get to the end of the game for Jordan Love, as I've done every game. Sometimes I'm really close, sometimes I'm spot on, and sometimes I miss a few plays.
Defense coming out swinging as they try back.
Second and long, a 9-yard loss there.
Throwing now off the play action.
Look at that.
Finds a man. Mason Taylor has it.
Getting real close to that first down after that 2nd and 19.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down.
What the hell else was he going to do? He was 2nd and 19.
Push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Big play here. Brees Hall in the backfield. He's going to get it. He's going to get the first down and more. Making his way to midfield.
They are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him.
Over the course of these simulations, the Jets' 3rd down conversions has been out of this world. I almost wish we had the stats.
Want to drain some of the excitements of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Usually if I'm watching the Jets and it's 3rd down, I just turn the channel and go to the other games. They ain't gonna make it. There's Brees Hall having a good first quarter here. That timer just tick, tick, tick. 1:18, 1:17 remaining. They're across midfield now, at least.
Also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
I don't think we've had a 100-yard rusher yet
Looking to throw.
in the sim. Of course, with a 3-minute quarter, it's very hard to get. He's got Mason Taylor again open.
He's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
Jets moving the ball methodically down the field after that
And it's good for a New York first down.
awful first play, terrible first play. 9-yard sack by Parsons, but then able to get the first down, move it across midfield, now in field goal range.
Your feet are set. Sure takes a lot of repetition to make it look easy.
First down. They're going to have possession the whole first quarter, which is not something that's been too rare in these sims. See if they get one more snap off here. We're going to go to the second quarter.
Because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the side.
And we have not had a half where there's only been one possession through the whole entire half.
No time at all to try and
But
escape and react.
this has been a long drive. Nope, goes into the quarter here.
Through 1 quarter, neither
It's been a long drive, and they still are at the 40, so 35-40. I mean,
in the second, we'll return to historic Lambeau
could take up a lot of the
this.
clock here. Of course, both teams have their timeouts, and defensive team has been using them
Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football
to save their
It's
chance
second
at
down
possession.
behind the sticks. Taylor.
Big play to Brees Hall. Brees Hall has been a huge weapon in the passing game in a lot of these games, especially the Jets wins. He's had a few TD catches. Probably more TD catches than Garrett Wilson. Wilson's had a couple.
Year after year,
We've seen a lot of plays to Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie, and Mason Taylor's been very busy.
The middle of the field like that. Man, it's a difficult
Garrett Wilson has been largely avoided in the Sims. I thought that was a play action there. I thought that was the empty Andy game, but no.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp.
Getting close to that 2-minute warning.
Anything we watch. You learn so much about a football team.
Starting to feel bad for my friend Tim, who owns the NFT, the Jordan Love NFT, and he has yet to step foot on the field at the 2-minute warning. I mean, this has been kind of rare. It's rare to not have the QB not see the field until a 2-minute warning. I think it may have happened one other time.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out.
Again, this is sim number 20. We've done this 19 times. There's Brees Hall, and he's going to get in. And that's, you're kind of rooting for that at this point, right? All that time off the clock. You got to get that touchdown They got a minute and probably, what, 45 seconds to go. So plenty of time to put a drive together with 3 timeouts.
They did get a touchdown out of it.
And they'll probably stick in the air. I mean, right? Less than 2 minutes to go. They don't really have time to develop the run game.
Each and one of those chances count. In that area, they are a perfect 1-for-1.
1:57 on the clock, so lots of time. Here's the extra point. And not only that, but the Packers will get the ball in the second half as well. And the best case scenario would be 7-7 at that time, which still they're going to have to throw the ball. All right, let's see how the Jets kick off here.
Ready to send this one flying.
This kickoff into the end zone where they get it at the 35 has been brutal. He's going to get a run back here, but again,
and he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
Roger Goodell has destroyed the kickoff return. And it even extends to Madden because they've just been very uninteresting kick returns.
Love gonna air this out to start.
Nope, we got a little swing pass to Watson. He's gonna get about 4 or 5.
Beyond the 30 and the 31.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule. Get a little something coming out of it too.
Letting the clock run here. This is a little disturbing. Even though they're getting the ball in the second half. There you go, empty backfield. Here you go. Love's gonna run it. He's got a lot of space. I'm going to give him about 10 yards rushing there. You better get back up. Get back up. They call timeout. All right, take first time out with 1:23.
Take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
I tell you, in these 3-minute quarters, the QB rushing yards are huge. 10 yards rushing is 1 point versus 25 yards passing is 1 point.
First down from the 41.
So tucking that ball and running is gonna eat up more points quicker. 3 receivers down below, looking that way, hits his tight end. Not a lot of yards there. Let's go. 1:14 to go.
Big tight ends, a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches
Musgrave.
right there. The short yardage, gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
Second down now. They need 7.
Only 3 on that play.
Love out of the shotgun.
Scott. Not Kraft again.
They're going to hold him down just shy of the 40.
It's like about 17 yards there.
Green Bay. That's it, second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this
16 from the PA announcer there. So I got Love at 1.96 points. That's not a lot. When 54 seconds. Looks like they took another timeout.
First down from the 41.
Empty backfield, so we'll get a throw here. Of course.
Throwing, it's Love.
Almost picked off. Of course, the Jets are allergic to interceptions, having none this whole year. 0 interceptions the entire season. They've had 3 in our 19 games.
They're still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Loves to throw again.
He's going to throw. He's got it. Kraft again. That's his 3rd catch of the drive. Clock is running.
The system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield.
Let's go, let's go. Absolutely no sense of urgency is one of the things that kills me about these sims. 25 seconds, 1 timeout to go. In field goal range now, at least. He's got an open. Oh, it's dropped.
This one's incomplete. Didn't lead the intended target. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
The numbers tell us
4th and 3. I think they're going to kick
the
field goal
it's really
here.
hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was
Jaden
3rd
Reed.
and
Oh,
manageable
man.
and
He had that.
incomplete.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. Interesting. Not too bad of a call, I guess. Here's open. Dobbs. They used their last time out. That was a lot of yards. I don't know.
Their 3rd and final 1. And that's all they they've got for what little remains of this half.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
About 20 yards there, I would say, right? 20 yards? I'm going to put him up to 51 for the
Bringing the offense up
for
to
the
the line.
stats. That gets him
First
to
and 10.
3 points. Of course, you really need that touchdown. They use the timeout here. He's going to throw it. He'd get out of bounds. 5 yards.
And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that
10
sideline.
seconds on the clock. At what point, with no timeouts left, I mean, do you throw one to the end zone? Of course, these guys, it always seems like they just don't know what to do. They don't.
Offensive line. This is second
These
and 4.
avatars don't necessarily know they have to throw it to the end zone. Otherwise, you're going to run out of time. Here's Love. Go into the end zone. He's smart. Throws it away. 5 seconds to go. Doesn't look like we're going to get the touchdown on this drive, but the Packers should get the ball in the second half.
Largely because you don't have enough space to operate. Defense knows it too. Give those guys some credit. They were all over that one.
Now it's
they're going
to attempt this Packers
go
field
for the
goal.
3,
Pretty automatic look for him from the
get to
left.
7-3, and then get the ball back.
McManus sends it
Of course, they'll have to kick off here as well.
Down now to a 4-point game.
That's tremendous execution right there.
Just largely in these situations take a knee. So even if they kick it into the end zone, you kind of expect them to take a knee.
Return that ends our half,
Or we'll just get a little bit of in the end zone, so no time off the clock. They get it at the. It's like they're going to throw. They're going to throw one. We'll see. We got 3 receivers down below, including Garrett Wilson. So that's where he's probably going to go. He's got plenty of time. He launches one. Nope. That was Josh Reynolds.
Falls incomplete. No time remaining.
We've also seen a few pass interference calls on those plays, which
all right, Kate, thanks
really
very much. Scott
bothersome.
Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports
All right,
Studios
Scott
with an
Hansen.
abridged halftime report.
The
This
good
one
thing about these
shaping up to
reports
be a
is we
tight
usually get
one,
some
as
stats,
evidenced
but what
by the
we've learned
scoreboard. Both these
is that
teams
even though it
playing
looks like they're
close
just
to the vest in
displaying
the
the
first half, what will
passing
happen in the
stats, they
second
combine
half?
the pass
Let's
and the
find
rushing
out as we
stats.
send it back to the stadium.
That's
and our
64
commentary
yards
team,
is
Kate
actually
Scott and Brock
10 yards
Hewitt.
rushing and 54 yards passing. At least that's what we've deduced by
Thanks so
prior
much, Scott. Well, we checked in with Scott
experimentations
in
with those
Orlando. Our
numbers.
2 teams here, no doubt, made some adjustments.
Gives
It's a close
Jordan Love a
game here as we get ready for our
3.1. I mean,
third
he's
quarter.
out of it right now,
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send
but he's
this one
only a
flying.
touchdown away from putting his name in this conversation and getting into the top
Wilson
8.
to return it.
Putting himself in the running for one of those
The Green Bay
next-gen
offense returning to the field for their
NFTs.
second possession. And their
We certainly
defense
don't
sure has kept this
expect
game
him to
close.
challenge
Now it's up for them to come through, get some points for their
Jared
team in
Goff
this
for that
low-scoring
top
affair.
spot. Goff, of course,
Green Bay
having 3
offense to the line
touchdowns.
now. First and 10.
I don't think that we're going to get that many points out of Love in the second half, but we could certainly see 2. But if they're going to go to the ground, I mean, Josh Jacobs is certainly more than a good option against this Jets
Might be a little bit of
defense.
a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5.
Jacobs still in the backfield here, but from the gun. Hand off to Jacobs. He gets maybe about 3. We'll have 3rd and a couple.
Phillips there for the stop.
He's tackled at the 32-yard
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the
Gives the
stat
gain
sheet,
2.
but if you see a bigger
Brings
play
up
on the
3rd
ground later on,
and 3.
it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
It would be very disheartening if they get stopped on a run right here. Quick throw. Dobbs, he's got, looks like about 15.
42-yard line. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
How many?
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
25? All right, 25 I could go with.
From a great throw,
We'll move
to a
Love
nice
up to
route and catch,
79
moving the
yards there.
chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like.
Over 4
about that
points.
amazing play.
Back to first down and back to the ground. Jets holding up pretty well in the run defense.
Hey, not a bad
Tony
play by
Adams, I
any
guess, on the
means.
stop.
There's room for more,
A
and
3-yard
they know
pickup.
it.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Hits the ground again, but now he's got a whole big gainer there for Josh Jacobs.
25 before they stop him. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Single back in the backfield. Jacobs getting the ball again, and another big hole. Andre Cisco with a nice tackle there. 8 on 8. Cisco.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the
That's
meat
fun to
and
say.
potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel.
I've been using that all the time. That's from the elf. I'm
Plays on the
sorry.
ground. You need
It's actually
to keep plays and
Francisco.
drives alive.
Francisco.
First down run gets them 6.
That's fun to
so now
say.
it is 2nd and 4.
Francisco. Back in the shotgun, but I mean, we had some success on the ground. They go back to it. Love. Oh,
Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape
that
the pressure.
could be
They get
interesting because
5
I don't know
yards.
if that was necessarily a sack.
We'll see what they come up with for
The end of the third
down
quarter,
in just a bit.
they may
We've
call
reached the
that
end
a
of 3.
run.
It's Packers football,
In which
and
case,
they know
Love
what
is
they
going
need
to
to
lose
do,
about
trailing
7
here in the
yards
fourth.
of his 7 of his 10 rushing yards, which would be upsetting.
Jets into the nickel.
Sorry,
third
Tim.
down.
That would be upsetting. It would be upsetting to me. A 3rd and 9. He's in a shotgun. Steps up. He finds an open guy. It's Christian Watson.
He's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up 1st and goal.
21 yards. That gets him to 100. I got him at 100 even. I did not take off any yards for those for that sack, which really I don't think was a sack. I think they're going to give him.
You know, they call that the money down
You know,
for a
I'm
reason.
to
because
be-
you're just simply not going to last long in
to
the
be
NFL
generous here, to be-
if you
to
don't
be-
convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Conservative. I'm going to actually take off his sack there as well. Man, that was brutal. I'm going to take off 7 yards rushing from before. And it's another one where it looks like, you know, Jordan Love kind of pulled the ball down, and
That
you
was
just
so
never
good,
know
really,
what
on 2
the
levels there defensively. Number
never
one,
know what
with an
the
athletic quarterback, you've got to keep
what
him
the
in the
sim
pocket
is going to
they
do. I mean, that
And more importantly, in
has
this
to be a
case,
sack.
you got to finish him. Job well
Will McDonald
done.
getting back there. That one's got to be a sack. The other one I'm a little concerned with because it looked like a design run. 7-3. We're in the 4th quarter. 2:19. The clock is ticking. We've only had 1 possession again. Could be same game. 1 possession down to the 2-minute warning in both halves, which I mean that's been
So we're down to the
fairly
2-minute warning
rare.
here from Green Bay. Packers losing by 4. It's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal from the 12. This is going to be tough. I mean, they're really going to need to get in the end zone here. You see Love to Watson. He's going to get about 4.
At the 7-yard line.
3rd down. I mean, you think at this point they're going to have to go for it on 4th. Not kicking another field goal. We've seen some questionable decision making in the past. The J.J. McCarthy game from like, it was probably the 3rd game that we did. I mean, the sim just broke J.J. McCarthy's chances. There's Love running. He's got it.
And the ground game works for the touchdown.
Rushing touchdown.
Packers.
It's been pretty rare for QBs.
Jordan Love, the touchdown.
And to give him back to his 10 yards, give him that 1 rushing touchdown. Packers about to go up by a field goal.
Okay, we talked to enough coaches
With
over
a
the
minute and
years.
32
If
seconds
find me a
left
good
on the
red
clock.
zone
The Jets still have some
offense,
time.
you'll find me a good creative.
And I've got Jordan Love at 11.16, so
use his legs as effectively as he can. His arm.
And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after.
He's in.
Opposing field
I have him
goal
in.
to tie this game.
barely grabbing that final 8th spot, which means we say goodbye to Jalen Hurts. But this is not over, folks. We have, I mean, the Jets have been competitive in all these games.
On now is McManus to kick this away.
Again, an 11-8 record for a team that's rated a 74.
Escapes the defender. Coverage team gets him down for 26-yard line.
Not shocked by the
Now
lack
here
of
comes
a
the
return
New
there,
York
of course.
offense. And this pressure has been
Got to go
playing volleyball
75
this
yards in a
fourth
minute
quarter.
28, but you got all
Just
3
serves this over
timeouts.
their way. touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
We've seen this plenty of times before. Taylor hitting Josh Reynolds. He's been a bit of a target here today.
Onto that football, Brock, for a well-timed tackle. Nice gain. They're down to the 36. The Jets take their first time out. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first.
First and 10, about the 36-yard line.
Back to throw.
Again, if you're Tim, you're just hoping that you get into field goal range here. Field goal range would be perfect. He gets out of bounds. Second and 9.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Quick one to Garrett Wilson. He's not going anywhere.
Down at the 43-yard line.
About 3 yards on the play. Clock ticking. 107 to go. Plenty of time to get into field goal range still. 3rd and 4. Definitely 4-down territory here.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4.
All right, not too bad with the clock management there. Taylor's going to throw. Has he got him? Oh!
This is Reynolds.
That ball looked like it was tipped by the defender and landed in, was that Reynolds again?
Timeout taken by New York. That's its second. And they're still gonna
Just
have
take their
one
second
left at their
timeout,
disposal.
49 seconds left, and man, I would love to see a replay of that one. It looked like it bounced off the defender's hands and the Jets caught it. You rarely see those in Madden. At least you don't see them a lot.
To the line for a new set of downs.
I realize is a synonym.
Timeout at their disposal. Putting the tight end in motion. Here he is to throw.
Oh, he's got Garrett Wilson over the middle of 36. They should.
First after a mild gain.
Clock is ticking. They're going to have a chance at a field goal here. Now, we've seen Nick Folk hit from 60,
Keeps you on schedule.
right, which is that puts the ball at the 43. So we're within there. Certainly not a gimme. We've seen Nick Folk miss a couple
Still
from
to go
50
here. This is
plus.
second down.
Around the 39, that's a 56-yarder, empty backfield. Taylor, nice throw to Breece Hall. 18 seconds. Oh, they don't have any timeouts. Oh, they took it. They took their timeout. See, this is making me a little,
And now they're powerless to stop that clock.
it's a little suspicious here, right? Because with 18 seconds, there is no guarantee they can get 2 plays off here. They're not going to kick the field goal with 18 seconds. That's a little bit too much time on the clock. Oh, they are. They are. I'm a little shocked. I think that they might,
The Packers
in the
take their
real
first
world, you
timeout.
might see one
they still
play
have
to the
2
end zone or
available
maybe
for them
towards
as we approach
out of
the end of this
bounds, throw it
game.
away. Or you could even run a play and then spike it. But here's Nick Folk.
Looking good, and it's through.
It-
And inside the final
There we
minute,
go. We
time
got a
is
tie.
up.
Potential overtime here. Good news for Tim, our Jordan Love NFT holder. I mean, now we are talking possibilities here. With 15 seconds to go, I mean, you got to think almost if they're probably going to knee it. I don't see them unless he kicks it deep, like into the end zone, which he does. One of the foolish things, again, these kickoffs are strange, but now you're on the 35, so you could theoretically, with 2 timeouts, run a play or 2, get into field goal range. Here's Love. He throws out his picks. 10 seconds to go. He throws a pick right around midfield. Jarvis Brownlee. That's Brownlee's second pick of the Season 0 sim. Look at that play. That's a great. Great. I know I'm watching a sim, guys. I know I'm getting excited. But
how many times do these games at this level?
It's just a great visual, a great.
Plays like this. In the end, you don't want to be the team making the mistakes.
I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Can they put it in field goal range again? Taylor's got time. He's throwing deep. That one's not going anywhere. I do not think that we're going to get a call on that play.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
6 seconds to go. They have no timeouts, right? Now, these plays, you'd like to think, all right, the smart thing to do would be throw a quick out. try to get enough yards to get into field goal range. They're not there yet. They need about, I don't know, 15 yards or so to have a legitimate shot. But he's going to hold, yeah, he's going to go deep.
This to win the game.
No, I guess it is, and it's...
This one is knocked away.
I really thought Mason Taylor was going to have it there on the ricochet.
Getting the first down on third.
That was up there. It got bounced around a bunch of times. It looked like the Packers had a shot at that. Or sorry, the Jets had a shot at that one. There's the interception. Big play. And now we get to go to OT. We'll see. Again, it's key to get the ball first here because with the time situation, even though if the other team scores, you get a shot. With the 3-minute quarters, it's pretty tough. And again, I've seen a bunch of overtime games. I've played a bunch. I don't quite understand how the Madden series, the game itself, has this set up because I've played games where it seems to have let me play it into 2 quarters. And then I've played games where it seems like the 1 quarter clock is over and done with. And I don't know the difference. I don't know why it is that way. So the Jets are getting involved, which is a little disheartening. You want to have that chance.
And he's going to make this to the 28.
I thought maybe for a second there we'd see a nice return, but I tell you what, Tyrod Taylor has not thrown a lot of interceptions. I mean, the Jets have had 4 now. I don't think he's thrown 4.
I know it's about play-to-play execution and more.
Going to the ground game with Breece Hall. Looks like he had the corner for a second, but that closed really quickly. I'm not sure who 21 is on the Packers, but I'm guessing he's got a pretty high rating because that was a nice tackle, some nice speed on the edge there.
Well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick
not allowing Breece Hall to get outside.
Overtime just
2nd and 10.
Both teams are going to get a chance with the football.
You want to get an early stop here, Tim. I'm rooting for you. Wilson goes in motion. Let's throw over the middle. That's John Mechie.
And that tackle stops him.
That's 6 yards. Big play here. Big play here.
At least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
First drive of overtime and a little risk of stalling out now. Got to get 4 here on 3rd down.
Incidentally, that interception, I should say, I failed to mention it. -2 points.
He's got Wilson. And they've got
wow, that was a very Garrett Wilson-like catch for the first down. Well, that -2 points puts Jordan Love under 10 points and back on the outside looking in. Hopefully he gets a shot at a possession here. On the 42.
Trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw,
swings it out to, that's Jeremy Rucker, who
he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
We rarely see. I don't think that's probably the first reception by Rucker in the whole sim. 20 games worth of simulations. The first time we've seen Rucker on the receiving end.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
1:20 on the clock. Here's Hall. He's got some opening there. He gets it down to the 31.
6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with.
And I think we'll be able to tell if we get here towards the end of the quarter. We should be able to tell by the Jets' behavior if they start taking timeouts.
Wide open for 1st and 10.
Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd.
There you go.
As they'll be left with just 1 more to work with.
That wasn't its 2nd. That was their first. I know that the algorithm makes you think that they had 3 and now they only have 1. Therefore, that's their 2nd. But in OT, you only have 2. So on the ball there. Let's go.
1st and 10 from the 32.
The announcing bothers me. Taylor hands off to Hall. He gets smacked. Really, at this point, maybe it's Green Bay that should be taking the timeouts. Again, I don't know if we'll get another quarter of overtime.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Hall again. He's going to get the corner this time. Can he go? been moved down to the 4. 8 carries, 53 yards for Brees Hall, having a great day. He got out of bounds there. The clock is stopped.
First and goal, New York.
Now, either way, the Green Bay Packers should get a drive, should get a possession. You know, for a while there with the overtime rule was if they score a touchdown, that was the end. But Brees Hall is in. 29 seconds to go here. But again, I don't know. They might get another quarter. Jordan Love should have a chance. Parsons doesn't look happy. Again, the Jets, a potential Jets of victory. Let's not underscore that as well. The Jets are rated a 74 team, and the Packers are at 85. And somehow, in this sim, they just compete on the road in Lambeau Field of all places. Somehow, this team competes in the simulation. Part of the whole reason for choosing the Jets was because it just seemed like a way for our quarterbacks to just put up tremendous numbers even in these 3-minute quarters.
This game is over as
But
this
it's
kicks
really
away.
just been consistently not that way.
From the 7. And this drive will
Turn to
start
the
inside the
24.
25. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there
I
now.
don't think it is. I think they've moved on.
Packers getting set here. First
I
and 10.
think that they know that they need to score here.
Now it's his turn in overtime.
Oh, he had him deep. He had Watson. He just slightly underthrew. And a really nice,
Certainly got to pick your shots.
really nice play there by the Jets defense. I didn't even see who he was. That Brandon Stevens? No, I don't know. Is it 21?
This entire game hinges on them finding the end zone, Brock, as they come up on second down. Back to the air. Love. Incomplete. Still
Maybe a
17
good drop
seconds
there
left
if
to
the
play.
clock is still.
So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they
Third
tell
and
us
10.
yesterday in those production meetings, nothing
I gotta tell
comes
you,
easy.
sim-wise
No
and
easy
Jets
completions
fans
from shots
wise,
down
and
the
just being
field
familiar
to
with
those
this scenario,
checkdowns to the running back. Wanted
we're going to
make
see
this
a big
offense
completion
earn
right here
everything.
from Jordan Love.
They just did.
We're going to get it across midfield.
Going now.
Boom. Kraft.
That's it. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20. And they'll pause things with a timeout. Just
Timeout.
10 seconds remaining in
10 seconds to
overtime.
go. Now I've got Jordan Love. By the way, did I call it? I called it, right? 159 yards passing, the graphic just said. So adjusting for that, we're at 11.36 points. And Jordan Love is back over the cutoff line here.
So as
But
we all recover
these
from
10
that last
seconds to
play,
go.
It's first and 10 near
He's
the red
just
zone.
one more interception away from going back under that cutoff line.
Sticking in the air. Love.
Love, he hits Dobbs and drops it.
Taken down near the 8-yard line.
What? I don't know. What did they call it?
We get a timeout here.
I may love watching.
They're going to give the Packers a first down and look like he dropped it.
Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside.
I'm giving him about 12 yards, and I didn't really see. I was so concerned with the possession that I didn't even notice. 6 seconds to go. They're down on the 8. A touchdown pass puts Jordan Love up at the top of our leaderboard. Not the very top, but there it is, guys. And we are still tied unless they're going to go for 2. Romeo Dobbs with a touchdown.
So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter.
And there you go. I have Jordan Love at 18 points. 18 is right around second place. So I have him ahead of Patrick Mahomes, who got 17.72. This overtime really, really helps. 2 seconds to go.
Now
The
for
Jets,
point after.
they're
It's
going to
end
kick this
in a
one. Let's
tie
see.
Or a loss. And everyone can breathe easier here as he knocks the point after through. And now it's golden goal here in overtime. Next score wins.
17-17. She just said that was it, make or break, and then now next score wins. Sudden death.
Next score wins, but hardly any time left to make it happen as we're away once again.
See if he puts it in the end zone here. He's not. So this is
On the return,
probably
here
the
comes
last
Davis.
play. Davis.
And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Let's see if we get another quarter here for you. Oh, it looks like it's over. I think it's over. Tie game. What do you know? After 20 simulations, our first tie. 17-17. That makes the Jets 11-8-1. Let's verify our final stats here once they give us a shot. A tie. Of all things, guys, a tie. Boo.
All right.
No, they're bringing it back.
First and 10.
See, I told you. Isn't this weird? It's weird. It's weird. They're giving us another quarter here.
And they get him
I don't get
right
it.
at the line of scrimmage.
The announcers were saying it was over. It looked like it was over. And yet here we are. Sudden death. And now we're looking at a potential Jordan
Both teams
Love
have had their opening salvos. Next
first
score wins
place.
it in OT as they come up
if
on
they can get the
second
ball
down.
back and
Tight end going in motion
somehow
here.
put together another touchdown. Let's see if they can get the stop here. Brees Hall is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
It's gonna be marked as no gain, so
Jets have a
third
timeout
down
left.
coming up.
I know these DNs love to
The
get
tendencies of
the
watching
quarterback
this
sacks many times
and
equals
seeing how
a
they
bigger
develop,
payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the
I
run
would
well,
think
that's what
that the Jets are going to kick a field goal here. They're going to get down into range somehow, even with this 3rd and 10. This is the big play, but we've seen them convert 3rd and 1. Oop, 2-minute warning. An interesting point that we did not have a 2-minute warning last quarter.
3rd down, and they need to get 10.
So that might be the key to knowing if you have another quarter or not.
Motion the tight end over.
Let's see if they can convert. Big, huge play for Tim. He's throwing
Drops one
deep.
deep, center of the field.
He's got a guy. Mechie, oh my God.
Inside the 15.
You have got to be kidding me, folks.
That is a game-winning touchdown.
On a 3rd and 10. And I told you they would convert. Just watching these games, I knew they would convert. I didn't know about that. That was a bomb. A wide open John Mechie, who, again, no longer with the Jets.
And when it arrives, is you got
But,
the right
oh my
man
God,
under
he was
center for the
wide
job.
open,
And
got
this
behind the
one,
defense,
was that
makes the
dude.
catch, and strolls into the end zone, winning the game for the Jets. Sad to see Jordan Love not getting that last
So it's
chance.
a road win for the Jets. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus
This is
football
the
before they
highest
were
scoring
finally
game that
able
we've
to
seen.
separate from the opposition
23-17
and earn
final.
that hard-fought victory.
The Jets going to 12-8. Glad not to see the tie. It breaks a 1-2 game
that
losing
puts a bow on
streak
this one for my partner Brock Hewitt and
that they had.
everyone
They lost to the
involved on our
Chargers,
crew.
lost to
I'm
the
Kate Scott signing off.
Colts the
This
last
has been
2
another
games.
presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
What a play,
It's a
guys.
well-earned win for
Unbelievable.
the Jets as we say so long from
We'll run the
Green Bay.
final stats for Jordan Love in a second, but probably just as impressive is going to be the Tyrod Taylor stats, even though we did have a touchdown from Brees Hall, a rushing one. There was a rushing touchdown from Love. He also had a passing touchdown. That's going to keep him in the top 3 or 4. And let's check out the stats. 222 yards from Tyrod Taylor. I think that's the most we've seen by any quarterback. Overtime helps, of course. He put together quite a game. So let's go through the stats here. We have Jordan Love at 182. I had him at 180. So we'll adjust that. Passing touchdowns 1. Interceptions 1. Rushing yards, we had a little bit of a question here, but Jordan Love had 3 carries for 12 yards. I had him for 10. He had 1 touchdown, no fumbles. Over to the receiving, and again, we don't really have anything to do with this. We're just checking it to make sure. And there's Mechie with that 76-yard bomb. I think that's the longest pass we've seen. There was one other one that was either 70 or 77 yards. I can't remember. I think it was 70. So this one right up there, overtime no less. A 76-yard bomb to a wide open John Mechie on 3rd and 10. The Packers were about to get the ball back. We were about to see our NFT quarterback potentially have a chance to get into first place overall. And the Jets spoil it with a 76-yard touchdown to, of all people, the guy they've let walk, John Mechie III. So, I don't know. I'm still in a little bit of awe here watching this game. It was such a great game. But for now, we'll move on. The total number of points there for Jordan Love, 18.48. 18.48 will barely get him into second place ahead of Aaron Rodgers, who had 18.34. Probably about 5 or 6 games ago was the Aaron Rodgers sim. And, man, that's going to mess up the leaderboard or move things around. We're going to see Jalen Hurts pop off. Hurts was at 10.26. So we'll lose Jalen Hurts, and the leaderboard now will be Goff in first place with 25.74. Then Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Young with a good game. Sam Darnold put together a good game. Justin Herbert, and rounding off the last place, last eligible round 2 top 8, I guess, person will be Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence will be on the hot seat for any more games. If we can sell some of the NFTs, we will add some more games. If not, the last one will be Josh Allen. We'll try to get that done tomorrow. There's a chance we may have to push that to Monday, but we'll try to get that one done and get through round 1 and move on to round 2. This has been pretty exciting. I'm very happy with how this turned out so far. We got at least one more game to go. I do think that we're going to find a Brock Purdy buyer and a Jackson Dart buyer. So I do expect to have at least 2 more games. I know I've been saying that in some of these live streams, but I do expect us to get 2 more games, if not more, if we can somehow spur some interest on the Magic Eden marketplace. And we'll run as many as we can have. I think we have another 18 or 19 NFTs available for sale. I'd love to run them all. Let's do them all. Just head on over to the marketplace. Get involved. Get involved. I don't even need to know your name. You just got to buy it, put it in your crypto wallet, and we'll include it in the season 0 simulations. We'll say goodbye here, guys, and until next time, have a good one.